Hey guys, what's up? I really hope that this live stream is actually working. So if you see me, if everything is working, if the quality is okay, please let me know in the live chat because I was sitting here last week for about an hour and I thought that I was streaming, and YouTube actually also stated that I was live streaming, but I wasn't live streaming, so I don't know what the problem was back then, but I really hope that it's working right now. Otherwise, I don't know. Otherwise, I don't really know what else to do. But I'm sure it should work just fine now. Actually, I tested it on my phone and I can see myself there. So I'm happy that it's working actually. I don't know. Live streaming is still a super weird hassle, because you have to add some settings and everything has to be in sync and so on. It's not like video recording, which is pretty straightforward. I think live streaming really is an area where there are lots of ways to improve the simplicity. It's not that easy to start live streaming, but it's cool that it's working. Nice. Okay, so I see that you're in the chat. Thanks, guys. Yeah, maybe let me know where you're from. I know that I tend to ask this in every live stream, but I'm super curious from where you're watching the live stream right now, and to just see and to just get an impression of what time it is in your country, in the place that you're from. Because right now in Germany it's around 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. and I'm really curious from which countries you're watching it. So maybe let me know about that in the chat, in the live chat, and say hi. I got a couple of cool things that I would love to show you today, and I'm pretty excited about it. But yeah, I'm also pretty pumped that the live stream is finally working and finally doing its thing. Please let me also know if the quality is okay. So I hope you can watch this like in full HD or so. That would be pretty awesome. And maybe you can also hear some music in the background. I tried to add that. Yeah. But yeah, I saw it on my phone. It looks quite good actually. Okay. So you're from Poland, Lucas. Nice. And I also see somebody from Malaysia. 1 a.m. in the morning. Wow. So actually I would probably sleep at 1 a.m. But it's awesome to have you in the live stream. Thank you so much. I think it will be pretty worth it. So what is the plan for today? We could design something. I have a couple of things I would love to design, but I would also like to show you one or two things that I stumbled upon. And one of those things is a website that is giving us free UX downloadable wallpapers. And maybe let's just switch over to my main screen. The website that I'm talking about is called Laws of UX. You can find it over at lawsofux.com, and I will just also give you the link to it so you can open it up as well. Laws of UX is a website that is giving us, as I said, wallpapers. And to be honest, if I'm scrolling through right here, they look pretty awesome. They have a bunch of them. I think we get an overview on the menu. They have 19 wallpapers with topics and like short statements about user experience. And for example, we have Hicks law. Hicks law: the time it takes to make a decision increases with the number and complexity of choices. We all know that. We all know the fact that it's super super awful to have many options and to have like a high number of clicks to achieve a certain goal. And this wallpaper right here, if I click on it, this wallpaper right here is just saying that. And we can also download the wallpaper. I think we will get a PDF. Yeah, we get a PDF right here, and we can print it and, I don't know, hang it on our wall. I will maybe print one and hang it on my door. I think it's a great way to improve the design of my office, and maybe you like them as well. Marco from Italy, thanks that you're here as well. Cool to see where you guys from. So there are a couple of cool artwork works right here. So we have Jacob's Law. Users spend most of their time on their sites. This means that users prefer your site to work the same way as all the other sites they already know. And that's so true as well. Actually, I think I should print all of them and just, I don't know, put them somewhere, everywhere in my office. Let's check the next one. Law of common region. Elements tend to be perceived into groups if they are sharing an area with a clearly defined boundary. Yeah, of course. I mean, a website in total is probably one of those boundaries, and every element within a website is perceived as a group. But like if we talk about smaller things, it's probably maybe a button that has an icon and that has a label, and those things are also perceived as a button, not just the rounded rectangle or the normal rectangle. Also the text within it and the icon is perceived as a group. Hi to India. Thanks for joining the live stream. I'm actually trying to do these live streams like every week or every other week. So probably on Monday or Tuesday, you will find me here at about this time, and you can just watch the live stream. But if you don't have the time to watch it right now, it will be also available later on YouTube, and you can watch the whole live stream in a couple of minutes. Then we have a really German word right here. The law of Prägnanz. People will perceive and interpret ambiguous or complex images as the simplest form possible because it is the interpretation that requires the least cognitive effort of us. Super awesome. I love these illustrations right here. I love the colors, the simplicity of those wallpapers, and of course also that they are free and that way you can just use them and share them and so on. Somebody from Budapest, so greetings to Hungary, of course. I love Hungary. I actually visited Hungary, I don't know, maybe 10 times or so with my parents. We went there on vacation, but I haven't been to Budapest yet. I gotta admit, I love the website. We have those little elements in the background, the couple of shapes, and they are somehow matching the wallpaper that we get. And yeah, I just love it. Oh, this one looks perfect. The Pareto Principle. The Pareto Principle states that for many events, roughly 80% of the effect comes from 20% of the courses. I think that's one that many of you already know. And yeah, I think that's one of the most famous quotes, not just about UX or UX design, but I think in general. We are getting to the bottom of this website, but there are still some really awesome wallpapers left. Parkinson's law. Any task will inflate until all of the available time is spent. Ooh, we have some gradient in here. Some like opacity gradient. That looks pretty cool. Serial position effect. And then we have Tesla's law. This looks so fancy as well. Let me know in the comment section which of those numbers you will print out. So I can definitely show you my top 3, I guess. And we can go back to the top with this link. I really like this one because I think it's like personally related to me. Do you know this feeling that you always have this one thought about a task or about something that you have in your head, and it will be there until you finally finish the task or the problem? I think that one pretty is like describing me pretty well. And let's see what else we got. This is like one of my top 3. What else do we have right here? This one is really close to the what is it called? The one that I told you about. Where is it? No, anyway. The law of similarity. The human eye tends to perceive similar elements in a design as a complete picture, shape, or group, even if those elements are separated. That's why we try to have a certain corner radius on buttons, for example. We could, of course, have different buttons on all those different views of an app, for example, or of a website. But we try to have a like simplified look. For example, this button right here has no corner radius. If I go and check out this one, I immediately see that this is also the same button, or yeah, like from the same styling, and it's leading to the detail page of this one. Oh, and it has a super beautiful animation as well. That's awesome. I think we have to check out a few of those detail pages to just get an impression of the colors and of the little shapes. It's so beautiful. So, Prägnanz, the German word again. I really gotta say, I love this website. I love the colors, the way that they are playing with those little shapes, and the simplicity of it. It's beautiful. Ooh, this one looks so good. I really like the animation. Let's play it again. It's fading. It's awesome. The microtransactions. Yeah, the microtransactions. Which number was microtransactions? Let's check it out. Pareto. Oh, did I forget about it? Microtransactions. It's probably called something else, but it's probably stated in this text, in this description. I don't know, maybe you can write down the number so we can find it as well. Yeah, so if you want to check it out, lawsofux.com. I posted a link in the chat. You can just go and scroll up a little bit. And we get also a full overview of all those different wallpapers in here. We see that it's created by John Jablonski. Thanks, John. I don't know if you see this live stream right here, but I hope you're happy that we just checked your website, and it's pretty amazing. So thanks for that. Something else that I wanted to show you is a German website, and it's called Generative Gestaltung. It's some addition to a book. I don't have the book, and it's not affiliated or so. I don't get any money from this, but I found this website because one of my colleagues posted it in Slack, and I checked it out, and I pretty loved the website. I will also give you the link so you can also view it. So this website is pretty crazy because it's about creative coding, and I think the book is also about creative coding, but they added some cool examples in here. So from scrolling to clicking, we see that there are different effects happening on those little animations in here. So maybe let's check out this one. And nothing is happening by just moving my cursor. But if I click and hold, I see that it's creating something. If I'm staying on a certain position for a long time, it's getting darker, and if I'm moving faster, it's getting slower. So I gotta say, I really love this one. They are doing some cool stuff right here. What is this? That's so crazy as well. I think it's pretty cool what you can do with coding, with data, and what creative things you can do, because this one is about creative coding. Okay, so what can we do in here? Those are all just clickable checkboxes. Wow. And we can set it to, we can just use this slider. I really love the idea of this one. Let's check out this as a last example. Okay, we can also, ooh yeah, this one is great. So I can draw in one of those triangles right here, and it's mirroring it on all those other triangles. And wow guys, this is pretty awesome. I think it was the last one on the list, yeah. So definitely check that out. That's some pretty crazy stuff. Wow. You have to check that out. I really love this. Yeah, of course, all the things that I'm showing you off for free. I would definitely tell you if something isn't free, so feel free to just check it out and to draw something crazy in here. It looks super crazy, isn't it? So what else can we do in here? I don't know. It's so weird that it is doing this kind of crazy effect. Wow. I love this example. This is definitely creative coding. Yeah, I really like that. And I also guys, I also wanted to tell you about a video series that I started. Maybe you have seen it already, but I'm doing a sketch video series. I am partnering with Sketch, and I'm creating a Sketch Basics video series. So if you are new to Sketch, if you want to learn the basics of it, if you just want to get an overview of the app, then definitely check out the video series on my channel. I already uploaded 2 videos. One was actually published today. And I'm pretty pumped about the video series because I wanted to have this Sketch Basics video course that's for free. I'm only doing free content on YouTube, and I wanted to have it on my channel for such a long time, but now I finally have the time and the resources to do it, and it's super awesome. So definitely make sure to check that out as well. We are starting with a interview. We are starting with like an interface video series. So the first couple of videos of the Sketch Basics video series is about the interface of Sketch, because I think you need to know a couple of things about the interface before starting to design, you know. But we will go and design something in a couple of videos. So make sure to just stay tuned for that. Okay, let's finish some of these drawings right here. This looks like a mad face. I don't know. Maybe we can do some craziness. Just doing some random stuff. This is super crazy. This is just by going super full mad in here. This is so crazy. Okay, one last drawing before we will get into Sketch. Maybe you can also post on Twitter what you made in this app. Maybe you can just make a screenshot and send it to me on Twitter. I think you will find the link to Twitter in the description of the live stream. And you can just send me a screenshot there, and I will retweet it, you know, so make sure to check that out as well. So these things right here are crazy. It's so super crazy. Okay, guys. Maybe let's jump into a cool, quick sketch session. I still have one of my tutorial examples open here, because in one of the videos I was like teaching about the grid layout and the ruler layout that you have in Sketch that you can use for your advantage. Maybe we can start with that, and I give you some practical tips on how to use a grid. So we have a artboard right here, and the width of it is 375 pixels or points, whatever. And we have a grid. We have a ruler right here, and we have two lines. One of them is at 16, and one of them is at 360. But it's not correct that this one is at 360, because it has to be 375 minus 16 points or pixels, and that means it has to be, oops, I didn't want to create another one. No, why are they gone? We have to create new ones. No, what is going on? Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid. Why is it showing it? Okay, now we got it. This one has to be at 359 pixels. And in this, using this way, we can just see which elements are like aligned, you know, to our grid or to our layout. And we see that the rounded circle right here isn't really in our grid, so we can just grab it and position it correctly. And as well as this one, why isn't this one also aligned correctly? We can also just write 16 in here and get the correct position. So this is pretty basic, but I think it's really doing a lot. And what you can also do in Sketch, if you didn't know it, is to add a background color and a background blur. So we have a symbol right here. We will unlink it and detach it really quick so that we get those background layers. What do we have right here? We have a couple of hotspots that we don't need, and we have the background. So if I'm using and grabbing the background and sliding it up, you see that the diagram in the background is also getting blurred out. If I'm removing the opacity a little bit more, you see even more of the diagram in the background, because if it's at 100%, the effect of using a background blur won't be able to come through and you won't see it. But if you go and set it at, for example, 0% just for this video, you can see that it's shining through and that we can use it for those layers that are below it. And I really like this effect. So someone in the chat asked me, where do I start as a UX designer, as a UX UI designer? So where do you start? I think it depends on your previous experience. So have you been in the design area for a couple of years before, maybe as a web designer or maybe as a print designer? Then it's probably different from starting as a designer, as a UI UX designer at all. So in case you have been in the design area for some time and you have some experience in a different design field or in a different creative area, then maybe make sure to learn your tools. I think tools aren't as important as some people are making them. You can create this UI in Sketch, you can create this UI in Photoshop. Maybe some of you guys are even able to create it in Microsoft Word, you know. It's not about owning and having the right tool, but it's about creating the best outcome, you know. And creating the best outcome is not just about quality of the design, it's also about accessibility. So you can create a pixel perfect, stunning UI in Microsoft Word, but you won't be able to hand it over to a developer in a great way so that he's able to develop it and to turn it into a real app in an easy way. That's why I'm using Sketch and Zeppelin, because they work really well together. And in that way, you can make it available for developers and clients in an easy way. Okay, so and in case you are not experienced at all, I would recommend to learn the basics of design. So I think there are many videos and many articles on websites like medium.com. I can show that to you, medium.com. And you can just check out, I don't know, maybe UX. Just add UX in your search and you will get a feeling of current trends, of basics, of just fundamental things. And that's the way to do it. Just read all those articles, those that seem like the most important ones to you. You can also use the tag UX. And then all you have to do is get a design app like Sketch and just design and like work in it for hours, produce results, maybe do stuff like a daily UI challenge. If you go over to Dribble, you will see that there are many people who are doing a daily UI challenge. A daily UI challenge means to create something in Sketch or in any other app every day. And I guess this one is also part of a daily UI challenge. And here we even see it in the title, you know. A couple years back, 2016, this one was a pretty big trend in UI design and UI UX design. I'm not sure if people are really doing it in 2019, but it can help you to practice, you know. You have to practice every day to get better, and that's the way to do it. You won't be a UI designer, UI UX designer from one day to another, but you have to practice every day and become better and get new ideas, and maybe you find some inspiration on Dribble. You can already check the popular shots right here, and you get some inspiration there and you just work your way up, you know. So maybe don't put too much pressure on yourself. Be patient and you will become a better designer day by day by just practicing. I hope that helped and that gave you some ideas on how to start. Okay, back to Sketch. Let's close this one. Yeah, these two tips were just about the background blur and some of those things right here. Those, how are they called? I mean, we have the rulers and they are called how they are called? Smart guides. Yeah. Those lines are called smart guides. I'm not sure how they were called back when I was using Photoshop. I think they weren't called smart guides, but I'm fine if Sketch is calling them smart guides. And on this file right here, we enabled a grid because we have show grid enabled on this one, and you can just simply remove it. Okay, so in case you want to create one of those background blurs as well, you can simply create a new rectangle, just like right here, and you have to remove some of the opacity as I stated before, and then you have to go to blur, enable it, and you have to go and select background blur. And then if we go and select a white color, it's probably easier to see it, and let's add a border, just like that. So maybe add a corner radius, and now once we use it right here, maybe let's go and remove those rulers. You see that the elements behind it are actually blurred out. And it's the effect that most apps on, for example, iOS and macOS are using. So, for example, we also have the effect right here. If I'm moving my sketch file to this side right here and we open up our bar, you also see that we have those mixed colors right there. So it's a pretty common effect, and I really love to include it in my designs. I would love to check out a couple of plugins for Sketch. Maybe let's go and check out Sketch plugins. And then we see that we have 11 plugins for Sketch that will improve your workflow. Maybe check that out. Content sync, consistency, accessibility, handoff, faster sketching. Sketch Runner is also pretty famous if you didn't know. Let's also check out the website for Sketch plugins, the main website of Sketchup.com. Thank you so much, Kieran. Thank you so much. I'm really just trying to share my experience and to enable you to become a designer as well. And of course to not charge anything for it, because I think education should be free, and I'm just glad that you're here and that you're watching this. So we have a huge list of plugins right here, but they aren't really sorted. Isn't there a website called sketchplugins.com? I just want to get an impression of the latest Sketch plugins. Latest Sketch plugins. Maybe you have a favorite Sketch plugins website. Maybe let me know about that as well. So we have Sketchup Sources with a couple of plugins, but I thought that there was Sketch Tips or something that had a complete list of plugins. Sketchtips.info. Okay, actually it's not working. Okay, I wanted to try out a couple of new plugins, but I can't really get access to it. Why are there no Sketch plugins websites? We will go and check out Sketchup Sources. Symbol autocomplete. Autocompletion of symbol names when creating a symbol. That sounds fun. Okay, so we have a video right here. We create new symbols, and it's actually auto-completing it. This is awesome. If you have many symbols in your sketch file, you will probably be glad about this feature, because they are separated with slashes, and it's making it really easy for us to insert a name. Gradient hues, cool hue. Coolest handpicked gradient hues and swatches for your next super lightning amazing stuff. Cool hue has 60 coolest gradients. You can also personalize Okay, okay. This sounds good. Let's download it. Just click on the plugin file and it's installed, okay? So for example, why not just adding a gradient to this rectangle right here? Right now we see that it has a normal flat single color and cool hue, pretty hard to pronounce. Cool hue, cool hue. CH, I will just call it CH from now on. Is giving us this little color palette right here, and I hope I can just select a layer in here and paste a gradient. And yeah, I can do it actually. Oh wow, this is so amazing. Let's add a gradient to those other elements in here as well. Maybe a greenish one. This one, oh wow. This one, oh, these look so good. I'm glad that I found one of those plugins. Guys, I will send you the link in the chat. Sorry for letting you waiting. So there you go. This is free, of course, so you can just use it in your own projects. It's giving us this cool gradient palette, and it's also making it as possible to get a random gradient. That's nice as well. And what is this? Oh yeah, we can turn it into a dark mode as well. So it's matching our sketch dark mode right here. I really love it when people are creating those little plugins because they are fun to use, they are improving workflows, and it's just perfect. I have to drink something. Actually, guys, maybe you're interested in my setup. I bought a iPad Pro, and I'm actually using my iPad Pro as a secondary screen for my stream setup. So on my iPad Pro, I can show it to you. I hope I can get the webcam back. I have my iPad Pro right here and my keyboard and my touchpad, and it's enabling me to see the live chat. It's enabling me to see the live stream and some YouTube stuff, and I can interact with you. I don't have to have a whole big different like secondary screen right here because I have a 32-inch screen and it's like taking my whole desk, and I don't have any space for a second screen. But having the small iPad, or actually it's a big iPad, it's the large iPad Pro, I think 12.9 inch or so, is giving me enough space to interact with that. Thank you so much for donating something. Can you give some medium to keep contact with you? Of course, I will write you a message and you will get a way to contact me. Thank you so much for supporting. Like the simplest way is to go over to Twitter. I will just post it here. Simply go over to Twitter and write me a DM or follow me, and I will follow you back. Please also let me know if you have Twitter or not. Otherwise, I can also give you my Instagram. It's Instagram. I will post it in the live chat. Instagram.com/Maxco. So I have these two possibilities for you to contact me. Maybe just let me know if you followed, if you DM'd me, and I will write you back. Thanks for donating. It's actually my first donation, so thank you so much, guys. So we tested one of those cool plugins for Sketch. Is there anything else that we can do with it? No, but that's okay. That's awesome. Maybe we find some other cool plugins. I think this one was a plugin that we tested in one of the previous live streams. Felipe. Then we have a map generator. That's also cool. Replace styles and symbols. Bar chart creator. Let's check this out. Okay, so we have a couple of rectangles. You select them. You define it. And it's adding random values. But you can also add user-defined values. Now that's great. Actually, I will work with bar charts in one of a project that I'm currently working on. But I'm actually creating the bar chart just once. Do you know the feeling that you want to install this plugin and you want to use it, but it's just hard because you will only use it once and then you will just deinstall it, and the whole process is taking much longer than just creating a bar chart by yourself. But for you, if you are designing with a lot of data, it can be super helpful. Can you name some programming languages that are good for UI UX designers? That's not so easy. I think UI UX designers shouldn't code at all. I think you should understand some of the basics of programming. But I'm not sure if I would recommend you to really learn developing. But to answer your question, I think it's good to know some basic HTML and CSS to just know how the web is working, and then maybe get a understanding of the principles of development. So you can start with a simple programming language. What are the simplest programming languages? I learned something that was called Free Pascal or so. Maybe some of you guys learned Delphi. I know that those are teach to kids and students to learn development. And I think they are still good because they give you the fundamentals and the principles behind development. But other than that, I can't really help you. Maybe you have to choose a certain platform. If you, for example, want to develop for Android, you have to go and learn Java. If you want to develop iOS applications, you have to learn Swift. So all of those languages, those programming languages have a website. Maybe just check that out. Okay, so we checked this plugin out and maybe we find another one. Quick access to Sketch plugins. This sounds like somebody made a plugin manager because he has a lot of plugins. Or is it something else? Get a quick access to plugins you love. You saw my sketch file. I actually don't really have a lot of plugins. I just have a bunch of them, and I try to keep this list really small and to just uninstall or deactivate plugins. You can also just hide them. So for example, I can hide Cool Hue and it's not showing in the list because this list can get so messy, and I think that's the reason why the guy right here created this plugin manager. That's like having a lot of trash and you hire somebody who's taking care of your trash, you know. I try to just have a small list of installed plugins. Some of them are like in daily use and some are like secondary. Then we have Overflow. Overflow is the best app to create like user flows, and I will definitely make a live stream or a video about that in the coming weeks. So maybe in the next live stream we will do a video on Overflow. I would love to just show this to you because I think it's so good. Overflow. Okay, yeah, you can definitely DM me on Instagram. That's just fine. You can follow me, DM me, and I'll write you back. We have a font finder converting specific fonts in bulk. That's something that I really love because, okay, we don't miss any fonts right here, but if I go and check out a different sketch file, I'm pretty sure that we will see some missing fonts. Some of the latest ones. Yeah, right here you see we are missing some fonts. It's called Brother something. And I think we will see it pretty easily that I guess this font right here is missed. Yeah, I think this font looked a bit out of place, and it's because it's not in my system. So what is this font finder doing? This plugin lists the fonts used in Sketch page and puts the specified font into the selected state. Okay. What is it doing? It's not what I want to do. I would love to just have an app, and I think there is probably a plugin for that is like showing me the list of fonts that I miss and just gives me a way to install them or to buy them or whatever. That would be pretty dope. Material editor. Create, customize, and share your own material theme. Let's check that out. Oh wow, it has a cool website. Because it's made by Google. It's from the original Material.io creators. The material theme editor helps you make your own branded symbol library and apply global style changes to color, shape, and typography. Oh wow, it looks so good. So, I don't know. It looks awesome. I think we should just keep this one also for a upcoming live stream because it looks a bit like a bigger amount of stuff that we can do inside that. So I will definitely keep it in my mind and do a video on that. Auto translate. Translate with Google Translate. Okay, can be nice as well. What else do we have? Sketch to PDF. Artboard framer. Timeline animations. Create GIFs and videos directly from Sketch. Let's check this out. A video directly from Sketch. Okay, it's created by Anima app. The non-hand waving tool to communicate interaction design. So apparently we can create animations and interactions and export them to HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Work in Sketch. Timeline. Can we somehow get a video on it? Hover me. This looks cool. So if you are a web developer, this one can be a game changer for you. If you want to design animations for websites, this can be pretty awesome because it's generating code from your Sketch file. Hover me. So let's make sure to check out the source code as well. And we get the same effect. Okay. So it's using a couple of divs for the button, for the name, for the hearts. And then it is using some CSS to style it. Quite a lot actually. And then we have some JavaScript. And this is the point when I look at the code right here, I'm starting to not understand everything, but like the basics of it. So this is really like programming. This one is just I don't know, styling something. This is easy, but when it comes to this code right here, I think this is much harder because it has to do with logic, it has to do with knowing all those different names and so on, even though JavaScript is probably easy. Thank you so much for your second donation already, Offload. I want to support designers like you. Keep hustling. Thank you so much. I really enjoy having you here in the live stream, and thank you so much for the donation. That's awesome. And as I said, I don't want to charge anything for education, for videos, for live streams, because I think you should just learn to become a designer for free, because I didn't got charged for learning design. I learned becoming designer for free as well. And it just motivates me so much that you guys join the live stream, that you donate something, and that you just support me. So thank you so much for that. It's getting kind of late, and I can feel it in my head that I worked a full day and now do this live stream, but I super enjoy having you around and checking out a couple of plugins and to just chill out a bit and enjoy it. Isometric shapes. Generate isometric views from artboards and rectangles. Okay, guys, we have to check this out. Select a artboard or rectangle, hit Control Shift and I or run plugin, blah blah blah. Select rotate direction, adjust the depth scale, use magic mirror to map the content of your artboard to the generated isometric shape. We have to use magic mirror to use this, but why? It's not generating isometric shapes. But why is it called isometric shape plugin? Support rounded corners, if anyone knows how to do this. Oh wow, this example looks so good. So can we have some GIFs, please? So we have a normal message right here, and then he hits the plugin, and somehow it's just doing a thing. Rotate direction. But map artboard contents to the generated isometric shapes. I don't really know. I think I will check that out, not in the live stream, but in private, to get an overview of what it is doing, because it's a plugin that is enabling me to create those kind of designs. But in the same second, it's telling me that it's not able to do that. Or is he talking about product mockups? Because I know that Magic Mirror is an app to have like a perspective mockup of a phone, of a UI. And oh, what is this? Wow. What the heck? This website looks awful. Sorry, Magic Mirror, the creator, but I have to quit here. Let's check out another plugin. Automatic padding, spacing, and alignment for sketch layers. It's no longer maintained. Oh no. Why not? Deep select. Select a layer inside a group. This could be pretty helpful. Have you ever needed to select all layers inside groups, or maybe just the text layers, to be able to change typeface for all of them in one step? Select texts. This is awesome. I will show you what I mean. Let's get it installed. So for example, we have a texts, or let's go back to this one. This one is a little bit cleaner. We have a group right here, and the group contains two text layers and a rectangle layers. And if you want to select the text layers, you have to open the group and to just select both of them. In case you don't want to open the group, you can now go to deep select and select texts. And it's just doing it. Wow, this is super crazy and super awesome. Of course, it took a while to click me through the menu right here, but if you learn the keystrokes, it's probably super fast. So we can also select shapes, and there were no shapes. We can go and select, why didn't it select the rectangle? It's of course a shape. Let's try it out again. Select shapes. It didn't select the shape for some reason. Maybe it's because it's not maintained. I saw that it's actually, the last release was in January 2018, so like a year ago. But selecting text layers still works fine. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty awesome. So I don't know if I can recommend this to you because it's not longer maintained. I'm a bit sad about this because I have to deal with a lot of groups in my designs, and this one could really help out. Select all. Okay, it's not letting us to, it's not selecting like all layers in the group. It's basically just giving us the ability to select texts. Okay, that's not what I wanted to do. I think that's why I'm going to trash it. Sorry, but it's outdated. Just like that. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the live stream. I think this video was... Sorry guys, I think we can end this right here. I just love to show you a couple of things. And I just enjoy to design with you and to work with you. It was awesome. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for being here and doing all those fun things with me. It was super cool to check out the plugins, to check out the websites that I showed you. And I gotta say, I'm impressed with the gradients plugin. I think I also showed it to you. Didn't I? Yeah, I posted the link. You can check out and download the link, download the plugin using the link in the live chat. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. I think in the next live stream we will go and check out user flow, which is, or overflow, is it? Yeah, it's called overflow. It's like the best app that you can use, and it's really closely working with Sketch. It has a plugin, and it's giving us the ability to create user flows in a super easy, super convenient way. Thank you so much for joining, guys. Thank you so much for donating and for being here. We will see us on next Monday or Tuesday for another live stream. Just make sure to hit the notification bell if you haven't, so you will get a notification once I start live streaming. And I'm so happy that you were here, that you watched me design something, check out Sketch plugins, and to just work my way through it. And I also liked the websites that we talked about. Laws of UX, a super brilliant website. Maybe I can just open it up again. I love it. We will end the video right here, the live stream. Thanks for watching. We see us in the next one. And I hope you have a nice day, you have a good night, depending on where you live and from where you're watching. Just have an awesome time. Thanks guys, and goodbye.